Okay. Happy Tuesday this time, everybody. We are back. It's Tuesday, the 14th of October, 2025. Coming down on Tuesday because I have a conflict tomorrow evening. I will not be able to go live on Wednesdays like I always do. So we're doing it a little bit early so I can give you all your fair share of PDH and all the joy that it brings. Tonight, we're going to be building a Sultai Soothsayer deck, one of the 3 Sultai commanders available in the format. Unless you want to play a 5-color commander and just play Sultai cards. You can do that too. But this one is pretty non-prescriptive. It's just a 5-mana 2/5 for Sultai +2. Nagashama, when it enters the battlefield with the top 4, but one in the hand rests in the graveyard. So it gives you a card, puts 3 other cards into your yard. It's got 5 toughness, so it can block. But otherwise, it's just a pretty non-prescriptive card. Does more of a mechanically functional thing rather than like an enabling thing. And so the thing about non-prescriptive decks is that you can do whatever you want with them. This card is not pushing us in any significant direction other than the fact that it like puts cards in our graveyard, so it kind of pushes us towards graveyard deck. And that's the great thing about non-prescriptive commanders in this format is you have a lot of freedom to kind of choose where you want to go. And some of the best brewing that you can do in the format, I think, is by taking all of these kind of disparate strategies and melding them together, mix and matching different things. So what we're going to do tonight is going to build a Kindred deck. We're going to build a Sultai Slivers deck. And it's going to have a graveyard focus and have a lot of recursion and self-mill. And we're going to generate card advantage that way. And then we're going to have slivers that just do all the slivery things. One of the cards that really kind of stuck out to me when I was thinking about this idea was Screeching Sliver, which is a 1-mana 1/1. All your slivers gain the ability to tap and mill a card from a player. So we can do a lot of cool stuff that way. And I found that really appealing. So that's what we're going to try and do. And to kind of get an idea of how that links back, we're taking the idea of a Kindred deck, a graveyard deck, and forcing them together into something new. Most of the sliver support in the format is in Naya, white, red, green. And by support, I mean like the best slivers are in those colors, and the most slivers are in those colors. So we're going to be doing a lot of changeling stuff too. Blue-green is like the primary changeling color, so we have access to a lot of that stuff to kind of shore up the numbers a little bit. But there's a lot of really cool slivers in Sultai, not something you see a whole lot. So that's what we're going to do. A really cool non-prescriptive sliver-focused graveyard deck. And that's like a really great way to go about brewing your own decks, by the way. If you find a commander like this that is non-prescriptive in this way, you've got all these different things like sacrifice decks, +1/+1 counter decks, graveyard decks, all of these things. Just like mix and match, a little column A, column B, make it work. I don't know. There's tons of ways to bridge these concepts, and that's just like this is an example of me doing that. So we're gonna hop in. I'm just gonna try and use this because the problem with decks like this is that it takes me a little longer to build them because there's more to consider. It's not as on rails as a lot of the other commanders that they build nowadays, or they make nowadays. So I hope I do this right. Type sliver. Did this work? It did. Beautiful. So now I can just add everything from here. Let's go down the list. So this is all the legal ones. There's 25 plus like 14-ish changelings. There's going to be like close to 40 cards, 40 creatures. So Basil Sliver, Sacrifice, add mana. Perfect here. We're going to play all of them, but I'm going to talk about them all individually. Quad Sliver and Crypt Sliver are similar. This is a tap ability regenerative sliver. This is a activated ability with mana. They're good in conjunction with one another because you have the redundancy of like once your slivers are tapped, you still have the opportunity to regenerate them. So both of these play well with each other and the other things that we're doing. Frenzy Sliver is one of the great ways we have to kill our opponents. There's a handful of slivers in these colors that are really good at just killing people dead in conjunction with one another. This is one of them. So whenever a sliver attacks and is not blocked, it gets an additional point of power to deal damage with. Gemhide Sliver is maybe my favorite one. For those of you who aren't aware, I played a Dormant Sliver deck. It's kind of an abomination, but I played it on stream on Brazen Coalition stream over the weekend, and Gemhide Sliver was a card that carried me super hard into the mid-late game. This card is really, really great. Turning all your slivers into mana dorks is amazing. Groundshaker Sliver I like a little bit less because it costs 7 mana, but we're going to be doing some graveyard stuff, some reanimation stuff. So this is a good reanimator target should we want to do that. So let's put that in for now. Horn Sliver gives Trample. Trample is good. Mesmeric Sliver is Fate Seal. We may Fate Seal. So this card doesn't... Hey, Liam. This card doesn't play particularly well on webcam. Fate Seal is not one of those friendly, like webcam-friendly mechanics. However, it's a May ability, so if you don't want to go through the motions of having somebody reveal top card of the library, tell everyone else to cover their cameras or whatever, you can do that. It's just, 4 mana 2/2. We just want the density of bodies when we're dealing with a creature type like this. So 4 mana 2/2 is whatever, and this is a neat little ability that we may or may not want to use. Metallic Sliver is perfect. This and like adaptive, what is it? The Automaton, the 1 mana 1/1 changeling. Very, very good here. Mindlash Sliver. A lot of these have sacrifice abilities too. Like this is sacrifice to discard a card. The other one's sacrifice to add mana. Since we're building a graveyard focused deck with a lot of recursion, plays very well with this suite of mechanics. Mistform Sliver lets us play around with creature types. A little less relevant here, but a 2 mana 1/1 that we want. Sacrifice permanent, draw card, perfect. As we've discussed, sacrifice abilities are great. Muscle and Predatory are kind of two sort of pieces of the puzzle in terms of killing people, just anthems. The reason why I mentioned that like the Naya Sliver decks are kind of the primary color combination you see for this creature type is because it has an additional one, Sinew Sliver, which is similar. It's a color shifted Muscle Sliver basically. You have more aggressive oriented slivers in those colors. Quick Sliver gives everything flash, which is amazing. Reflex Sliver gives haste, which is amazing too. We have a handful of tap ability cards like Screeching Sliver here, like I highlighted earlier. Target player mills a card. We can use it on us. In the game that I played over the weekend on Brazen Coalition stream, I milled somebody out with Screeching Sliver activations. Shadow Sliver, another great win condition, but one you have to be careful with because it means that your slivers can't block. Or can only block creatures with shadow. But something really great that we can put down and then like Alpha Strike. So let's put that in there. Junie, right on cue, chiming in. Sliver Construct, just like a bigger metallic sliver, goes right in. Spirit Sliver gives reach, but notably, like the rate on this one's pretty good. 2 mana 2/2. That's what we're in for. Now we have some more expensive ones, like Spinning Sliver and Synchronous Sliver. These two are kind of, oh, hello PDH Pod. Hello Too Much Do. Welcome. You're joining Liam, I see. 5 mana 3/3 gives everything first strike, kind of like a a planar chaos card, giving everything a weird keyword. Same thing with Synchronous Sliver, gives things vigilance. And then we have Venser's Sliver, which is fine, whatever. Virulent Sliver is a way to kill people, and Wing Sliver is another way to kill people. This one makes it so your things all give poison counters when they deal damage. This gives everything flying. It's a little evasion. One of the great things about this color combination with these creatures in particular is that we have access to a lot of virtual card advantage by self-milling, and it's a lot more achievable to like hit the desirable stuff that we want, just because of the nature of these colors and how many cards they are able to put into the graveyard. Plus, we have to play Distant Melody. I wasn't going to build a Kindred deck if I can't play Distant Melody, because it's my favorite card. One of my favorite cards. All right, so we got 25 creatures. Let's get a Distant Melody here. Most of the building, most of the brewing here, I think is going to be finessing our card advantage suite, like the spells that we're using to mill, spells that we're using to recur, those sorts of effects. The creature suite is actually pretty simple. That's not by no means the most difficult part of this. Yeah, Poisonous 1. It's not something you see because it's not toxic, it's not infect, it's just poisonous, which doesn't exist anywhere else. But, okay, Oracle Text. Changeling. It worked. Alright, so B-Boy Changeling, perfect. Barkform Harvester, amazing. This one can put things from a graveyard into the library. Another card that really impressed me when I played my Dormant Sliver deck a few days ago, just because that deck draws so many cards and has access to so many cards that you can prevent yourself from milling out, basically, is the purpose of this. Changeling Outcast is a great aggressive option. Got a big beefer here, 4/4 trample. Gray Ogre, basically. This ability is not going to be particularly relevant, but the creature type is what we want, or the Changeling text. I'm just going to put all these in here. Guardian Gladewalker or Kinseekers. These cards show up in a lot of Kindred decks. That's one of the things I really like about Kindred decks in this format is the way that they utilize Changelings. I think it's very charming, honestly. This one just enters, put a counter on something. This one enters. I like this one a lot. If you control 3 or more creatures that share a creature type, it enters with a counter and you get to scry one. So it's a big old 3/5 beefy boy. Let's just scry. Massive Vandal is a premium piece of removal. Yeah, Rocco's stupid. I'm not gonna play a sliver deck where I can't play Distant Melody. That's a hard no for me. But this card's sick. We're always going to be able to almost always going to be able to use this ability to exile a creature from our graveyard to exile an artifact or enchantment should we want to. Mistwalker, just a high toughness flyer. Flying, obviously very good. Mooncliff Changeling gets Depth Touch. Moth Dust Changeling, my little baby boy down here, goes in. Nameless Inversion is nice, but not a creature. Skeletal Changeling, just to dredge skeletons. I'm on board with that. 3/3 Mascot, good because it can help us filter our mana, in addition to being everything else we want, right? Like a cheap sliver. Universal Automaton, one of my favorite cards. This goes in, any deck that cares about creature types and not only having a density of them, but like being able to utilize them in other ways. Like for example, like this is not just a 1/1 for 1, it's a 1/1 for 1 that we can sacrifice to draw a card. It's a 1/1 for 1 that has reach. It's a 1/1 for 1 that has flying, all et cetera, et cetera. So this card is particularly impressive in a deck like this, as are just like death touching cards. Webweaver enters 3 more creatures in the graveyard, gain 5. Yeah, sure. I'll take a 3/5 reach. Wings of Elspell's another spell. Woodland Changeling, Grizzly Bear. Grizzly Bear Changeling is always good. All right, so nothing like super earth-shattering amongst these cards, but yeah, 42 creatures. This is kind of where we want to be. This feels good. We could even afford to like cut some of the dopey ones, like the 5 mana 3/3 artifact sliver. You know, it's not impressive if we need to make room for something, but every single card in here gets sliver benefits, which is cool. All right, so now we get to look at some self-mill stuff. Okay, text. Let's just look for mill. See what pops up. We're gonna look primarily towards spells at this point. I think 42 creatures is fine. We don't need like Einok Wayfarers and things like that, unless we want to like lean really heavy into like creatures. Then we can play things like Lead the Stampede. Well, I mean, we could do it right now if we wanted to. We have 40 creatures, but we could easily go up to like 50. The only thing is like there's better cards I think than this for just like raw putting cards into the graveyard. Like Cash Grab mills 4, we get a permanent. Yeah, we'll put Cash Grab, Malevolent Rumble. These ones are good ones that have come out recently. Recently, I've started doing like this kind of template where it's a 2 mana spell. You end up milling 4 cards, but you get to keep a permanent. That's what Cash Grab does. Mill 4. This one you reveal a top 4, you take a permanent, and then put the rest in the yard. It also makes a spawn, which is whatever. But like for you just look at it like an impulse. Like we get multiple impulses, which is good. I'm not going to play Lead the Stampede unless I'm going to hit at least 2 cards off of it consistently. So like 40 creatures is a minimum that I probably play. If you're like super strapped, like if you're playing a mono green deck, then you can justify playing a little bit fewer just because you're kind of strapped for card advantage in those situations. But I like to play at least 40. All right, let's see. There's like cool Sultai stuff you can do with like the cards that scale based on creatures in your graveyard. Like Rhizome Lurker, and there's the 0/0 that gets a counter for cards in everyone's creatures in everyone's graveyard or whatever. We're not going to do that. We're going to stay on theme here as best we can. Just make the deck feel a little more cohesive, because we're not trying to win any tournaments with this thing. We're just trying to have a nice time. Crawling Infestation, maybe. Just 2 cards a turn. Yeah, we'll put that here. Also play like a handful of like draw spells, like Frantic Search, things that draw discard, like looting. Play some of that stuff, and then in black we'll play some reanimation stuff. Crystal Bloody Tome is kind of similar. Let's play that. Almost feels kind of like Sidisi a little bit, Okay, have fun at dinner. Enjoy yourself. Let's see. Drown of Filth. Now. Dream Twist is actually pretty good because it has flash. Let's play Dream Twist. And there's another one. Something Gaze. Right? Otherworldly Gaze. I think this card's really cool. Just 1 mana Surveil 3 flashback. Pretty cool. I like that card. Like here we get into like the 3 mana stuff, like Druidic Ritual. Gets us 2 things. Notably, like you mill 3, but you don't have to return the things that you milled. Right now, I kind of just want to focus on rate for these things, like 2 mana for 4 cards, 1 mana for 3 cards. It's basically like Ancestral Recall kind of when we have like recursion effects, and these things are just like they scale obviously pretty well. I'll come back to like this kind of stuff when I start talking a little more about recursion, but I don't think I want to do that now. I want to focus on like the exclusive mill stuff now. Just the things that dump stuff into the graveyard just dump so many cards. Like Grapple with the Past is a good example of one that I like. It's a really good recursion spell. Okay. I can play Great Slab. Memory Sleeves. Mental Note is not bad, actually. So Mental Note and Thought Scour are pretty good. It's 1 mana, mill 2, draw a card, which is kind of like in the 1 mana 3 card range. Like you're seeing 3 cards. So I'm in for those. I like those cards. Plus they're cheap, right? Like I really enjoy decks that are cheaper on the mana curve, generally speaking, in terms of like the cards that you need to set things up. Being able to just like spend our first few turns like milling ourselves with these cool spells really is going to be helpful. Yeah, like look at this card, Millgraph Millipede, 5 mana, 2/2. Mills 3 when it enters, then it gets a counter for each creature card in your graveyard. I love these cards in like a more general like Sultai deck that's not more on the sliver train. I probably play a lot of this stuff, but I kind of want to. I like what we're doing here so far. I'm not going to play Paranoid Delusions, although that's kind of cute. Mill 3 with Cypher. So this is 3 mana, mill 2, draw 2. That ain't the worst. I'll think about that. Psychic Strike, counter, target opponent discards. Nope. Nope. Not interested in that one. Scout the City. What's this Spider-Man card do? Mill 3 cards, put a permanent from among them. Yeah, see, I don't like that text nearly as much. There's a lot of cards that'll just let you put a permanent card from your graveyard into your hand after milling it, but this one you have to have access to those 3 cards. So it's like worse than a lot of the other stuff they'll have access to, but not a huge deal either way. This is 1 mana, mill 2. No, I don't like that one. Shriekhorn's pretty cool. We may play Shriekhorn, honestly. Also plays like some ramp stuff too, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Stream of Thought. Yeah. Top 4 and then shuffle 4 cards. No. I don't want to shuffle any cards. I want them all to stay there. Summon Undead, mill 3, reanimate something. Yeah, I like that. But we'll get to that. We'll get to all this stuff. There's just a lot of different pieces here. Cards like this are really good on Seal the Necropolis. Mill 3, then rebuy 2 creatures. With 40 creatures, we're going to be doing a lot of self-milling. We're going to be able to get access to a lot of these cards. Let's see. Wasteful Harvest. Is mill 5. Get a card from among them. That's not so bad. It's an instant too. Let's play Wasteful Harvest. It's not so bad. It gets any permanent, which is good. Gonna have a lot of permanents in the deck. Worst case scenario, it just gets a land. Actually, maybe that's not good enough. Maybe that's not good enough, I say. All right, let's look at... That's just like straight mill stuff. Let's just look at cards. Let's see here. Instants and sorceries. Okay. You choose cards that care about graveyard. The other way that they template these abilities is like, you know, look at the top X cards, reveal the top X cards, one in hand, rest in graveyard, rather than like using the verbiage of mill. So this is another like search prompt you can use to take a look here. This is mill 5, get a creature and an enchantment. Don't care about that. Beast Hunt is bad. There's a lot of like not great ones, but there are some that just get really, really good returns. Commune with the Gods is one of them. Mill 5 for 2 mana. Get a creature from among them. You know, we're odds on to hit a creature in 5 cards, so I think that's good enough. I like the 2 mana mark here. The 3 mana spells like Wasteful Harvest is like right at the edge. If I need more, then maybe I'll do that. But Corpse Churn. Mill 3 cards, return a creature from graveyard to your hand. Yeah, we'll get to these cards. I just want to focus on. Well, I guess this is like similar, right? I'm kind of doing the recursion thing anyway. All right, I'll finish this and then I'll do the recursion search. I don't know how I'm categorizing these things in my head. I'm just not that smart, I guess. But we've already covered that. I mean, I've proven time and time again that I'm not that smart. Gonna play Dread Return. That's for fucking sure. Drown Filter Ritual. Exhume. We're definitely gonna play. I like an Exhume. It's fun because you get to reanimate a thing and everyone else does too. It's fun. Who cares if they get something good? Who gives a shit? Forbidden Alchemy is nice because it flashes back. Let's play Forbidden Alchemy. Time's at 7:20. Okay, let's get a move on here. Let's get some lands while I'm thinking about it. We'll just get some placeholders. This gonna be a 37 lander. Oh, whoops. Let's get rid of one. So what are we at? Oh, we're at 92 cards already? I guess so, huh? Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, let's just get some of the stuff in here, like Corpse Churn, Grapple with the Past, Unseal the Necropolis, Dread Return. I don't care about removal. Removal's bad. Who cares? Summon Undead. Look at Unearth is a great one. A lot of the good ones have low mana value. Raise the Draugr and something Extinction. These cards are great. I'll show you them in a second. Return from Extinction. They are very similar, except Raise the Draugr is an instant, but you return 2 creature cards that share type from graveyard to your hand. So it's a 2 mana draw 2. Anything that returns a card from your graveyard to your hand in this deck, I mean, in any deck, really, it's going to be like, it might as well redraw a card, except it's not a random card. You know what it is, which is way better than drawing a card. I don't want to rush it, but I'm going to be pressed for time if I take too long here. Okay, Macabre Reconstruction, 2 mana. If we put something in the graveyard, return 2 creature cards. It's interesting. I don't like the thing I don't like about these cards is if they're not on, right? Like if we are in a position where we want to cast it, but we have to pay for it, that kind of sucks. The ceiling's high, but that's all I have to say about that. Morgue Theft has flashback, but the rate is not good. And we can definitely select for rate. Like there's enough redundancy of these effects that we can definitely pick and choose the good ones. Let's see. Yeah, there's Raise the Draugr. Change target creature cards, a share creature type. Instant 2 mana. The card's really good. Even like Ransack the Lab may be worth playing. Revoke Demise is really good. All right, let's cut 2 creatures down to 40 even. Where are my big guys? Let's sort by visual spoiler mana value. Where's that big old 5 mana 3/3? Let's get this guy out of here. Fencer Sliver. Not interested. The rest. Yeah. Yeah, we can keep those. Alright. So we've got what, like 3 raw, like, reanimation spells, 4, some mill stuff, a lot of other mill stuff. This rebuys things, these rebuy things. So we've got a lot of ways to get stuff out of the graveyard, which I like. And we've got these things to just help us mill more cards. Maybe we don't need these. 2 cards a turn is pretty good, though. Let's cut another creature. Let's see. 5 mana, 3/5 is not the worst. What's over here? What's like a really unimpressive thing that's going on over here? I guess if we have Horn Sliver, we don't need Ground Shaker Sliver, right? Because this one gives trample, but so does this one. So we'll cut that one. Okay, now we have room to do more cards. Yeah, you can see there's just a lot of stuff fighting for space, which is unfortunate, but, you know, get to a lot of cool stuff. Might be worth playing just, like, Cultivate and, or rather, 3 Visits and Skyshot Claim, so we can get duels. Oh, Tapping at the Window. I forgot about that one. I like this card a lot. So you mill 3, I think, and put 1 from among them into your hand, or reveal a creature from among them into your hand and has flashback, which is good. Flashback spells obviously great because you can mill them over and still cast them. That's why, like, you know, Otherworldly Gaze is great, Dream Twist is great, Forbidden Alchemy great too. You know what? Let's. We can probably cut these. I like the idea of cursing ourselves. Like I like that plan. You know, it's a worse card than Crawling Sensation, but I like the idea of just like I cast Curse of Bloody Tome targeting myself. I think that's cool. That's all I'll say about that. Reward Repossession is rebuy 2 permanents for 3 and gain 2. That's pretty good. Unwinding Way. Let's play Winding Way. We don't need to play Lead the Stampede and You Meet in a Tavern. Well, we might play You Meet in a Tavern, actually, because we'll probably get more use out of the +2/+2. I think this one's fine. I won't play Lead the Stampede, but I will play You Meet in a Tavern, because we can give everything +2/+2. We have a lot of creatures that'll have a lot of other keywords and things, so that's pretty cool. So I've got a lot of ways to rebuy lands. Winding Way, for those you don't know, is one of like the 3 green draw spells. Cards that will draw you like, you know, more than 1 card. And there's a lot of cards that cost 3 mana. You cast them, you get to look at the top 3, get like a creature and a land or something. This just gets you like creatures, like raw creatures, and puts things in the graveyard. Or you can do it for lands, I guess. You have to choose, but I almost always use it for creatures. I don't see why anyone wouldn't. Okay, these cards are fine. These cards are fine. They're at 99 cards, and we'll do lands in a second. 728, so we're making good time. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's play Reward Repossession. Well, this one doesn't put any cards in the graveyard. Let's look for another one that puts cards in the graveyard. Like, say its name. You know what we'll do is we'll say return. Because it could be like Pulse of Marasa. I like that card a lot. It doesn't mill, but you gain 6 life, which is quite a bit. This is mill 2, return 2. This card might be just what we're looking for. Oh, we play a Feather Dredging. Yeah, we're doing a Feather Dredging. This one is like Raise the Drugger, except it gets you 3 cards. So it's like a 4 mana draw 3. Yeah, we're playing that. Cool. This might be like a little heavy-handed on the recursion, but I like recurring stuff, especially because we have a lot of ways to sacrifice stuff. Okay, that's 100 cards. So let's get some lands here. What's my breakdown in first colors? Pretty even, not bad. Okay, so let's get if we're doing 37 lands. Yeah, Pulse is great. I really am just kind of preferential to cards that mill or cards that, you know, put us up on cards, like Raise a Draugr, those sorts of things. Pulse of Marasa is really, really good, though. Most green decks will want it for sure. Let's get Islands and Forest. We'll say what, 37 divided by 3. We're doing like 12 of each to start. Plus 1. So we'll just remove all these and start over with slumps. And more, 11 of those. We'll do 12 of those. 37, okay. Now, type land. Look how smart I am doing this. People always tell me I should do this stuff, but you know what? Now I'm smart enough to do it. Ash Barrens. Oops, hello. In. I just want the duals, like the slick stuff. I'm not doing anything fancy here. Like the fetchable duals, you know. Because those can matter. We'll probably play like some kind of fetching. Oh yeah, there's a landscape one. We'll get to that. I really like just maximizing basics where I can, though. I guess we could play a conduit. Well, it's a 3-color deck. I don't want to play colorless lands. Screw that. Aquifer. Across the village, choose a color. No. Not playing deserts. Not playing aqueduct. Not playing that. Not playing that. We may play like a Long Wild or something. Foreboding Landscape is great. Cycles gets us basic of our choice. Where are all the duels? Where are they at? Don't need gates. Don't need Rot Farm. Where are they at? Fengraph's not bad. If I'm going to play a colorless land, it's probably going to be Haunted Fengraph, honestly. Just like a weird random raised it on a land is nothing to sneeze at. Wow, it's a lot of lands, huh? We're not doing Mystic Sanctuary stuff. Not doing Path of Ancestry because our commander's not a sliver, unfortunately. But that's okay. Come on, Rhinewood Falls. I might find room for like one Skyshot claim. That feels like it could be good. Could be wrong, but it feels good. It's really cool. It's really fun feeling to search for 2 forests and they're like 2 dual lands. It's pretty cool stuff. I'm just like scrolling here. Islet. Yep. Gotta be getting to the end here. It's so much easier on Scryfall where they're like in rows of 5 and I can just blow through them really quick. That's one thing I like about this, I guess. Just Cottage, Woodland Chasm. I think that's it. Okay. So let's go back. Make sure I've got 2 of each, right? Got black, blue, green, black, green, blue. Okay. So that puts me at 9. So I have to cut 9 lands. So 3, 3, 3. Seems fine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Terramorphic and Evolving are fine. I just like to minimize lands that come into play tapped. That's just a personal thing. Honestly, like, I haven't really been super hard pressed to get the colors that I need in more than 2 color decks, but what we'll do is we'll try it. Between like Ash Barrens, Landscape, and I'm going to put in a Skyshot claim too. I think we should be okay. Plus, like a lot of these cards get us permanents or lands, so I don't think we're going to be hurting for colors. Could be wrong. We'll see. Okay, where was I? We're going to cut 1 card. Gonna cut 1 card. Just cut Winding Way. Why not? Let's get a Skyshot claim in here. And I mean, we can like go back and pay more attention to like cut more stuff for ramp stuff like Cultivate if we need more color fixing, but we're not super hard pressed here. Okay, so we got 100 cards. Oh, we got 101 because I added like, because one of these lands needs to go. There we go. Okay, so like for example, here we've got couple 2-mana spells. We've got fetch here, so we can search for a blue source. We can cast our 2 spells. And then we're just, drawing cards, get some more lands that way. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. All right, let's play test. Let's get a hand for more than 1 land here. Boom. All right. Land. Tavern, we're not going to do for a little bit. Got some early plays, Dream Twist, Predatory Sliver. Okay. I'm going to play this first, but okay, draw card, turn 1. I'm going to get this out of the way. Turn 2, let's get our other color here, and we'll cast Dream Twist. And we'll mill, actually, I'm going to keep my graveyard up here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next turn. As Virulent Sliver, Flashback, Dream Twist. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 3 creatures. Okay, so put the creatures over here, because that'll come into play later. Non-creature spells over here. Okay, so we got some stuff percolating. Let's just get our Predatory Sliver out here. So now, there are 2/2s. We can attack whatever. We're just kind of building a base, setting some groundwork. I would like another land, though. So let's do this. Just get a construct, just like a creature that has power toughness. Actually, we'll do this one. Give them trample. We're just gonna play out some creatures, whatever, no big deal. And now we have 5, so we can do, just play cast Quick Sliver, and then flash this in. I do not, when I'm playing in paper, I don't split my graveyard. I'm cognizant of what's in there, but I do not make a big deal out of it like this. Yeah, so we just got a bunch of stuff. We can just keep playing creatures. So now we have just a bunch of trampling poisonous things, and now they have first strike. So this is not bad. This is pretty cool. Metallic Sliver, and we still have mana to do this. Let's just look for 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these 3 go on the bottom. Not the best. We only got 2 cards out of it. Unsealed Necropolis, so we mill 2. And then rebuy 2 creatures, get Frenzy Sliver and Changeling. So, just draw 2 cards there. I guess I only have 1 access, 1 black mana. So what we'll do to kind of shore up our mana in the future. We'll get this out there. I know we just got a ton of stuff. Okay, let's restart. I want to showcase the self-mill stuff a little bit more. Okay, so this is fine. Draw card for turn. Island, Thought Scour ourselves. 1, 2. Draw a card. Put this here, that there. Creatures there. Swamp is fine. We need a green mana eventually, but not the worst thing. We'll just play land pass, whatever. Next turn, get this guy out. Next turn, get this guy out. We get to Fate Seal with this. So we're still playing on curve, right? We've got our guys. We have Fate Seal here. You can attack with this as Death Touch. It's hard to block. We just need a green source. There we go. And now we can do this. Malevolent Rumble. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is kind of perfect. We mill this. Let's get the Gemhide Sliver. That'll solve a lot of our problems. And we have Feather Dredging, which is pretty cool. Okay. That's interesting. Kind of want to get this out there because now all of these turn on, and we can do green, black, Muscle Sliver. Could do green, black, Masked Vandal. Let's say I kind of don't want to exile this. Let's just leave it as is there. We've still got access to a mana, 3 mana should we want to. It's pretty cool. Another land. Let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and cast Summon Undead, and we'll mill 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I kind of like Virulent Sliver. Let's get this big guy. He's going to enter with a counter because we have multiple slivers. So we get to scry 1, we'll put this on the bottom. And now let's like, we Fate Seal, got a bunch of like big first strikers. And funny I've drawn out basics. We can do like a Feather Dredging if we want to get these things back. We could always also just like Dredge Return if we want to at some point if something dies. This one's kind of difficult to parse out in a lot of ways because a lot of it involves on what's going on in the graveyard if we're attacking and stuff. However, you know, like we're getting the things that we need for the most part. I might play like one more fetch land, like a Terramorphic Expanse or something. All right. So we got our metallic stuff. Look at that. I'm not even like casting our commander. We can definitely do that too. I really like the idea of using this to kind of get ourselves out of a spot where we don't have access to a lot of cards. It's like a free thing we can do. Let's tap out the window here. So look at the top 3. Real creature, put it in their hand, rest in the graveyard. Boom, boom. We'll put this one down here so we're going to flash it back. And that's that. Universal Automaton's pretty funny. Okay, so yeah, let's just go 1, 2, 3. Moonclip Changeling, Universal Automaton. Don't have much slower stuff going on yet, but we're going to soon. Because now we can do... Now we have a bunch of Vigilance things. You know? Now we have a bunch of flying Vigilance things. And we've got 3 mana left, so we can flash this back. 1, 2, 3. Get the mascot. These go to yard. Okay, in Shadow Sliver we can just start attacking now. 3 mana, so we can do 3. Oh, I kind of want to get this out there. Let's play the Reflex Sliver first, because this sets up well for next turn. Because what will happen is now we have 5 mana. We can go, you know, Shadow Sliver, Spinneret Sliver, and like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. Can't block anymore, but like, who cares, right? Maybe I don't need a Feather Dredging. It's cute, but I don't think we need it. We're gonna put in. I don't need this either. I've decided. Thinking. What do I search for here? Oh, where's that return? Let's go back to the graveyard stuff. Yeah, it's a fun thing about like non-prescriptive commanders like this is you can just take whatever stupid idea you want and map it onto the commander, really. Like, the only way that like this commander benefits what we're doing is by putting some cards in the graveyard, which is like fine, but you can do whatever you want. That's a really, like I said at the beginning, like, I don't know if you're here for it, but something great you can do with the commanders like this is just kind of like pick and choose different strategies and smash them together, right? Like in this case, we have a graveyard deck and a Kindred deck, and what does that look like? You know, you can make like a +1/+1 counter graveyard deck. What does that look like? You can build, you know, an aggro graveyard deck. What does that look like? You know, all these different like or sacrifice deck. All these different archetypes and all these different strategies that have gotten support in various standard sets over the years. How can you smash them together to make something neat? And a non-prescriptive commander like this that doesn't tell you what to do with it, just gives you a little like functionality. It's oftentimes just something that you need to map a strategy onto, you know. All right. I need. What did I search for? Graveyard. Okay, we're looking at stuff. We just want to put stuff in the graveyard. I already have Corpse Churn. Corpse Churn's pretty cool. I like Corpse Churn. Crypt Incursion we're not going to do. Dead Revel, Spectacle, Return 2, nope. Dig Up the Body's interesting. I like Dig Up the Body, but I'm thinking like we could do Grizzly Salvage. Which is a 2 mana mill 5, get a creature or a land. This card's pretty good. I don't know why I didn't think of that one before. Oh yeah, we didn't have Exium then either. I guess like Far Wanderings is a pretty good one too, right? It's a threshold card that gets us, if we have threshold, it searches up 3 lands. Kind of like that. A little like ramp stuff is fine. And let's remove, let's cut down on the swamp and we'll just play a Terramorphic Expanse. As a treat, you know? Okay, we're still at the same sort of thing. Well, I guess we can cut one of these and one of those. Cut one of those, one of these. Okay, that seems better. 38, 35. Okay, that's good. Alright, we'll keep this. Play test this. And like, the power level on this deck is probably not super high, but it's fun. Yeah, no, that's the point. You just have a lot of different synergies going on and you're doing a lot of cool stuff. Okay, so we're going to start here. Would you still recommend trying something like this with a 2-color commander? Yeah, you could. I wouldn't build a 2-color sliver deck. I don't think there's enough support, but you can definitely do it with 2-color. Like, the same principles apply. Anyway, what we're doing is cycling this, and we're going to get us a swamp. Alright, turn 2. Play this. Elephant Rumble is kind of good here. Let's do that. Actually, let's do Grizzly Salvage. So we'll look at the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of lands. We're just going to get an extra forest. These all go to the yard. Alright, more forests. That's okay. Let's start with this. And we'll go top 4, 2, 3, 4. Get a permanent. Let's get this. Make a spawn. Let's go over here. We'll put the Medoc Sliver aside. We have a spawn now, so we can. Well, I guess it would have made sense rather to keep this swamp open, right? Because now we can do this, sacrifice this, and cast a Crypt Sliver, which is pretty cool. Crypt Sliver, great for defense, that's for sure. Okay, so now we can do a couple other things. Got our Ghostly Changeling, and we've got our Virulent Sliver. Screeching Sliver, I want to cast this, but I need a blue source, which is fine. We'll just keep passing this stuff out, because there's no reason not to. And we can like attack with this if we want to. We can just regenerate it with any one of our things, and if it deals damage, we get a poison counter. Yeah, if we're just gonna keep drawing these things, and it's fine with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want. Oh, I can't get a land. I get an enchantment or a creature. I'll get this one. This one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes here. Okay. 2 mana. I guess we can channel into this now, right? So we can go blue, 1 mist form. Actually, we'll just do blue for Screeching Sliver. Because now what we can do is we can just like mill 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Basalt Sliver, Clot Sliver. Let's go to the yard. Now we have like food for a return from the extinction. We can cast this Mesmeric Mnemonic Sliver here, and then just like we even like cash in something, right? Like sacrifice this Universal Automaton to draw a card. Yeah, now we're kind of like off to the races a little bit. We can just like, you know, keep sacrificing stuff to draw cards, whatever. Cast this, get some stuff back. You know, say we need to kill an artifact or enchantment, we'll just get that one. Cast these things out. We'll just like keep doing the thing. It's pretty cool. Let me see. I feel like we're not putting enough cards in the yard, or maybe we are. It's a tough balance to strike, that's for sure. Let's cut these. They're good, but maybe not as good as I think. Definitely not going to change much here. What we could do... Share creature. Share. I have to do it like this. So things that care about sharing creature types or types. Reads the vine seed. When share creature dies, that's pretty cool. Got some kinship stuff. Yeah, not interested in that. Let's play Reigns of the Vine Steed. That's cool, right? It's a 4-mana aura, gives a thing +2/+2. When it dies, you can bring it back to something that shared a creature type with it. That's neat. I want that. One more card. We're just kind of like mixing. We're just kind of playing around with a lot of different stuff here. It's always tough, you know, with these sorts of strategies to trim it down, but that's fine. I'm not gonna, you know, kill myself over it. Probably just like one more good card. We'll top 4, get creature and or land, rest on the yard. We'll play this one. In the Presence of Ages. It's pretty good. Okay. What time is 7:51? We can do like maybe 1 or 2 more. All right, we'll play test this one. We have Distant Melody this time. All right, so turn 1, we're going to draw that, which is fine. Next turn, let's just get a Clod Sliver out there. Something defensive, you know. All right, now I got our 3rd land. Kind of want to hold on to the Corpse Churn for now. Play Barkform Harvester. It's like playing stuff on curve. It's totally acceptable. Cast a Smithform Sliver. Now we'll cast Corpse Churn on end step, and we'll mill 1, 2, 3. We don't get a creature card, which kind of sucks. But that's okay. We'll Dream Twist ourselves. 1, 2, 3. Let's keep that aside. And we'll just like leave mana up and then just like play defense while we're looking for more stuff. And all we're doing is like buying time to where we can draw a bunch of cards off this, honestly. Yeah, let's just draw 4. Still no green source. A lot of ways to get a green source, but haven't found one yet. Yeah, that's not working out so well. This time we have all our colors, so this is a little bit better. And we got some juice, okay. Draw a card. Woodland Chasm. Tapped. I've got, okay. We'll just sacrifice this, get a, probably a forest. I think. Probably wrong, you know, but whatever. That enters, oops, enters tapped. And then this turn, now we have, look at all these lands we have. Now we can do, like, Muscle Sliver, Screeching Sliver, so we start milling ourselves. These get plus, because you have this on Earth too. So next turn, all right. Oh, Guardian Gladewalker, that's pretty cool. Well, first let's do this. Let's, you know, mill 2 cards. 1, 2. Mass Vandal's not the worst. Then we can do just get this out here, and we'll put a counter on the Muscle Sliver. It's took us like 37 lands. We're not really doing well drawing them. All right, let's mill 3. 1, 2, 3. No creatures again. All right, here's what we're doing. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put those big old slivers back in, because I just need more bodies. Where's the big one? Where's the fat guy? Ground Shaker Sliver, get back in there. We're tapping you back in, buddy. Where's that Venser Sliver at? I just want more bodies. We need our density up. I'm not happy with the amount of creatures that we're having access to. Not happy at all. So now we'll cut some of the things that I was on the edge about. We'll cut that. Um, cut that. Okay, not working. Get that out of there. All right, now that I've thrown my little tantrum, 7:55, we got time for one more, literally one more. This is fine. All right, draw for turn. Forest, next turn. Turn 2, got a swamp, got our muscle sliver. Boom, there he is. There's our guy. Foreboding landscape. We'll sacrifice this, get an island. Look at this. Look at all these. Look at it. We got all our stuff going on here. And we'll cast our woodland changeling. It's a 3/3 now. Alright. Cast Spirit Sliver. 1, 2, 3. Cast Sliver Construct. This is much more aggressive start. Even though it has nothing to do with the changes that we just made, which is kind of funny. Anyway. Haunted Mire enters tapped. And now we just have these things. We can just keep swinging. Let's say, oh, they block and kill our things, whatever. We can just go boop, boop. Raise a Draugr. Get these guys back. And we'll recast the muscle sliver. Next turn. Let's do 1 for this, 1 for this. Keep doing what we're doing. This feels better. This draw ended up not being so bad. Flash. Whatever. 5. So only have access to 5 mana, whatever. Webweaver, Changeling. Have nothing to get in the yard. Yeah, this is really annoying to me. This is really annoying. We're gonna cut this. I need more. It's 7:56. I can get another mill card in here. Let's cut this. I just want to dump stuff into my yard. I need better ways to do it. Mulch is not a bad way to do it. Yeah, let's get a mulch. This will get us lands too. Mulch is cool. I got room for 1 more. And that'll probably stop, because I could do this all day. Well, let's pursue a creature in land now. Oh, you know what we're actually going to do is we're going to play Revive the Shire. Because this can get any permanent out of our yard. We're going to get rid of this. And then still have room for 1 more. Might end up playing that stupid Spider-Man card, honestly. Although, I don't like it that much. I just want to put the most cards possible in the graveyard, that's all. Path of Ancestry does nothing because our commander is a Naga. I mean, it only works with the changelings. Maybe that's worth it. You're probably right. I'm not smart is the reason why, let's cut that. It's just because I'm not smart. That's the only reason. Unmake the Graves is interesting, like a Convoke spell. I like Convoke. Alright. Mill 4. I just want to mill 4 cards. I guess we could do. I don't like that card though. Dig up the body. Oh, we could Dread Waters. That's a big one. Needs lands, but like that's pretty good. Just Dread Waters ourselves. That sounds fun. Oh, Memory Sluice. Yeah, we're doing that one. 1 mana for 4 cards. And it's hybrid. And if you can inspire it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. Well, you get the idea. This deck is kind of fun. I like what it's doing. It's not like super powerful. It's not gonna like strike fear into the hearts of your opponents, but it's fun. Sliver stuff is always cool. Changing stuff is always cool. Self mill is always cool. And we got to do some of that, which is fun. So we're gonna leave it there. Uh, Deck list in the description as always, along with the bookmark to everything we've done so far over the last year. Um, and then beneath that are links to Trans Lifeline and Trevor Project. If you're able to, I recommend donating your hard-earned American dollars to those organizations. Um, and that's all I have to say about that. I'll be back next week. Next Wednesday, I don't have anything next Wednesday. There's going to be a Wednesday coming up that I'll be busy, so we'll have to do it on Tuesday again, but not next week. Next week we'll do Wednesday, and we'll come back and we'll do something different. But maybe another non-prescriptive commander will come out with a weird angle. I don't know, but this was a lot of fun. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all the questions. I like answering questions. That's fun. And I'll see y'all next time. Take care. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you.